In the year 2000, X-Men didn't just launch a movie, it launched an entire era. Before the MCU, before Spider-Man, before superhero movies dominated Hollywood, there was X-Men. But behind the scenes, things were chaotic, experimental, and honestly, a little weird. Today, we're diving into the unusual, lesser-known, and downright surprising facts that shaped the original X-Men movie. Hugh Jackman is now inseparable from Wolverine, but he was absolutely not the studio's first choice. The role originally went to actor Dougray Scott, but Mission Impossible 2 ran months behind schedule, and Tom Cruise notoriously demanded more reshoots. Fox panicked. The movie was already filming, so they hired a then-unknown Australian stage actor, Hugh Jackman, with only 3 weeks to prepare. Jackman later admitted he didn't fully understand Wolverine and had to study wolves, not realizing Wolverines were actual animals. Storm's accent in the first film is one of the strangest decisions behind the scenes. Halle Berry started the movie with a Kenyan-inspired accent, but it disappears halfway through. Why? Because the filmmakers quietly dropped it mid-production. They felt the accent didn't match the tone of the scenes, and they simply never brought it back. Later films would ignore it completely. The black leather suits looked sleek, but the cast absolutely hated them. They were hot, stiff,
There's someone here.
and extremely tight.
I don't know.
Patrick
Keep your eye
Stewart
open.
joked he felt like he was vacuum sealed, and Hugh Jackman couldn't raise his arms fully.
Damn it.
Cyclops actor James Marsden said they would sweat so much inside the suits that the wardrobe team had to literally drain them between takes.
Someone here.
And yes, the movie even makes fun of the classic comic costumes. What would you prefer? Yellow spandex? Rebecca Romijn's Mystique required 110 individual prosthetic pieces, glued on by hand. The process took 8 to 9 hours every single day, meaning she often began makeup at midnight for morning shoots. She couldn't sit down, couldn't touch anything, and could only drink through a straw. At one point, she was so exhausted, she fell asleep on set, standing up. Filming inside Magneto's iconic plastic prison was a technical nightmare. Transparent walls reflected everything: cameras, lights, crew members. To avoid visible reflections, the lighting team had to re-engineer their setup for almost every shot. Some scenes that appear only for a few seconds took hours to light correctly. Believe it or not, the climactic battle inside the Statue of Liberty wasn't the original ending. Budget problems forced the studio to scrap the original plan, which involved a much larger action sequence. The writers improvised a new finale using sets they already had and a location they could recreate cheaply. The result? One of the most iconic endings in superhero film history, created out of pure necessity. Shawn Ashmore appears briefly as Bobby Drake, Iceman, even though nobody expected him to become a major character. But his small role tested so well with audiences that the studio pushed him into the spotlight for X2, where he became one of the movie's core characters. Before X-Men, superhero movies were considered box office risks. Studios didn't believe audiences wanted a serious, ensemble comic book film. But after Blade performed well in 1998, Fox fast-tracked X-Men, slashed the budget, and took a gamble. And that gamble paid off. Without X-Men, the modern superhero movie landscape, Spider-Man, Iron Man, the entire MCU, might never have existed. And those are the unusual, hidden, and surprising behind-the-scenes stories that shaped the very first X-Men movie. Which movie in the franchise should we break down next? Let me know in the comments, and subscribe for more superhero deep dives.